Good evening and welcome to our celebration of the class of 2021. Tonight we celebrate the remarkable accomplishments of this class and offer our congratulations as they move on from medical school to residency. You are a special class and a very special year for Cleveland Clinic. We celebrate your class as we also celebrate the 100th anniversary of the clinic. This has been a year unlike any other. COVID has had profound impacts on all aspects of society, including disruption of traditional models of education. Your class found opportunities in these challenges and contributed to our response to the COVID pandemic in patient care, research, and education. Your class was also the first to experience the challenges of a virtual transition to residency. No ability to rotate at other academic centers. No chance to visit residency programs for interviews. Your transition to residency has probably included a numbing series of Zoom meetings. We have enormous admiration for your ability to deal with these challenges. And despite all of this, your class had a great match. In addition to celebrating our graduates, this is a time to acknowledge the many people who support our students and our medical school. First, family and friends of the graduates. You have supported our students during a most trying time, and we are so thankful for this support. In addition, Jim Young, former Executive Dean and now Executive Director, Academic Affairs. Serpil Erzurum, Chief Research and Academic Officer. Jamie Stoller, the Chair of our Education Institute. Our partners at CWRU, Interim Dean Stan Gerson, Vice Dean for Medical Education Leah Logio, Associate Dean for Curricular Affairs Amy Wilson Delfos, and all of the Society Deans. Our partnership with CASE is a source of great strength and collaboration. Within CCLCM, we have a great team to support all our students. We have a dedicated faculty in basic science, clinical science, and research who work tirelessly on behalf of our students in our school. Two of our faculty, Dr. Sheithal Shah and Dr. Eric Udelovich, will receive the prestigious Kaiser Teaching Awards this year. Our administrative team, led by our director, Marcy Party. Our physician advisors who provide mentorship for our students over their 5-year journey. Student support, led by Dr. Christine Warren with a focus on diversity and inclusion, wellness, and career counseling. And finally, our leadership team. I am deeply grateful for the support and wisdom of this group. This is also a time to honor Mrs. Norma Lerner. Norma and her late husband, Al, have been our greatest supporters. Norma takes great pride in our school and our students. This picture is the class of 2021 with Norma as first-year students. Norma offers the following message on this historic day. Congratulations on your graduation from Cleveland Clinic Lerner College of Medicine. Your many years of hard work and late nights have brought you to this special moment. I knew you were up for the challenge when I met you during your first year, and I have no doubt that you will be highly successful in the next chapter of your remarkable journey. I truly am sorry that today's world does not allow us to celebrate together. Along with your family, friends, and professors, I also have been anxiously awaiting your graduation to share how very proud I am of you and to commend you for all your resiliency and adaptability, especially during the past year. When you first arrived at Cleveland Clinic, you dedicated your life to the rigorous education and research opportunities presented to you. You should be extremely gratified to know that you achieved the mission we set before you. Become a physician researcher trained in innovative clinical research and compassionate patient care. As a doctor, you are now the bridge between the latest clinical discoveries and new ways of treating patients, which is so very important during this unprecedented time. My late husband, Al, strongly believed in the good work done at Cleveland Clinic. He felt that our family's gift to establish this school would help to further reinforce these efforts. He once said that Cleveland Clinic is the crown jewel of this great city, and this program will attract the best and brightest students from around the world. He was right. My family and I have been humbled to witness your success throughout your time here. Everyone at Cleveland Clinic is so proud and grateful for what you have done. We know that you will continue to do incredible things for generations to come. Congratulations again to each and every one of you. Indeed, how far you have come in 5 years. You have developed a wealth of knowledge and skills in patient care. You've made significant contributions in research. You have volunteered in our school and the community. We have been enriched as a school for having you with us the last 5 years. To the class of 2021, my message to you tonight is to resist the temptation to stay in your lane. Hop off the subway or RTA, wherever you go for training. Now, what do I mean by this? In a recent editorial, Don Berwick, the former president and CEO of the Institute for Healthcare Improvement, reflected on the moral determinants of health and the subway metaphor of life expectancy. He noted that if you go on a subway from Midtown Manhattan to the Bronx, life expectancy declines by 10 years. If you take the L in Chicago from the Loop to the West Side, life expectancy declines by 16 years. Right here in Cuyahoga County, life expectancy varies from 65 in the Huff neighborhood to 88 in one area in Shaker Heights. Where you live influences life expectancy more than any medical interventions. It's not even close. Now, why is this the case? A complex question for sure. Food security, access to health care, clean air and water, safe housing are important. Drugs of addiction, gun violence, and structural racism play critical roles. We have seen how the health effects of COVID and climate change can vary by geography, with those most disadvantaged in society affected the most. Berwick argues, as a society, we should secure the basic circumstances of healthy lives for our citizens. But is this relevant to medicine? Should we stay in our lane and focus on traditional science? A former associate dean at the University of Pennsylvania's medical school complained in a Wall Street Journal editorial in 2019 that medical school curricula are increasingly focused on social justice rather than treating illness. Fortunately, this is a minority view. The American College of Physicians responded by issuing a strong statement affirming the role of physicians as advocates for social justice. The ACP feels very strongly that these issues are critical to physician education and training because of their impact on the health of the patients we serve. Choosing between traditional medical training and social justice is a false dichotomy. We can and must do both. If we fail to advocate for the collective health of our communities, who will? Dr. Berwick offers examples of several issues that we as individuals and institutions can promote to positively impact the moral determinants of health. Supporting basic human rights, including access to health care. Supporting policies to reduce climate change. Supporting efforts to reduce hunger and homelessness. Supporting efforts to support democracy and voting rights. Supporting efforts to share the best scientific knowledge to support health. Embedded in these actions are efforts to combat systemic racism. Racism has been identified by the City of Cleveland, Cleveland Clinic, and most recently the CDC as a public health emergency. To confront this emergency, we need to move from the passive stance of disavowing racism to the active position of promoting anti-racist policies that promote public health. Fortunately, there's much good news to share. The Cleveland Clinic and CCLCM have embraced the need to get involved and serve our communities. CCLCM students have led the Community Health Initiative that brings health care to men in a homeless shelter, and they also work at the Free Clinic of Cleveland. Students have helped integrate the humanities in our neighborhoods through the Devising Healthy Communities program and have piloted interprofessional outreach programs around food security in our Fairfax neighborhood. Students are helping to lead our efforts in diversity and inclusion. In these and many other efforts, students are bringing value to our community. Enormous challenges continue in Northeast Ohio. Gun violence, infant mortality, and the ravages of opioid addiction, to name just a few. As residents, you will face similar challenges in the communities where you will be moving in a few short weeks. As you transition to residency, the main lane for you will be focused on your medical training in hospitals and clinics. Resist the temptation to only stay in this lane. Remember that major determinants of health reside outside the lane of traditional medical care. Heed the words of Dr. Berwick. Search for the elements of social justice that you find most meaningful and find a way to help impact the community in which you practice. And now I'm delighted to introduce our CEO and President, Tom Mihaljevic. Dr. Mihaljevic has articulated our priorities for our patients, caregivers, organization, and community. In each of these areas, he has led not just with words, but with actions. This includes an exceptionally strong commitment to community. In 2019, the community benefit from Cleveland Clinic was over $1 billion. Yes, that's billion with a B. Tom is also passionate about education and research and tireless in his support of CCLCM. We are extremely fortunate to have him as our leader.
Thank you, Dr. Isaacson. Congratulations to our 13th graduating class from the Cleveland Clinic Lerner College of Medicine. Although I wish that we could be together on this special day, I am privileged to address you virtually. You made it here because of your hard work. We celebrate with you, knowing you will achieve so much good in your careers. We also honor those who believe in you and have always stood by your side. Your families, who offer unconditional love and support, your educators, who guide you toward opportunity, and those who have invested in you, including Norma Lerner and her late husband, Al, who shared the vision that made this school possible. As graduates, your potential is abundant. You're eager to put what you know in the practice of changing lives. This is an extraordinary time to enter the field. Right now, the very best of medical research and clinical insight is guiding our world through a pandemic. You will build upon this work as you confront new challenges. Your solutions will continue to shape the future of healthcare. At Cleveland Clinic, our mission is caring for life, researching for health, and educating those who serve. We have trained and developed promising clinicians for 100 years. We are proud that over 60 Lerner College of Medicine graduates have continued at Cleveland Clinic for residency, and we now have several as members of our professional staff. Know that after your residency, you will always have a job at Cleveland Clinic to serve our patients and communities. Congratulations once again, and I wish you the very best of luck on your journey.
Thank you, Dr. Mihaljevic. I would like to now introduce Jack McVeigh, who will present the thank you book.
I'd like to start off by saying thank you to all the friends and family of graduates, as well as the faculty of CCLCM who are joining us tonight to celebrate. I know all of tonight's graduates owe a great deal to you for your support in helping us get to where we are today. Tonight, it is my great honor to present the thank you book to Dr. Mihaljevic and Mrs. Lerner. Dr. Mihaljevic, you've been a true inspiration to us all. Your leadership over the past few years has guided the Cleveland Clinic as well as the College of Medicine through truly trying times. There's a lot all of us can learn from you and the example you have set. Personally, I will never forget the lecture you gave at the National Institutes of Health on taking the job no one wants to do. I remember you detailing the path you took from war-torn Croatia to a parking lot in Switzerland, the ICUs at Boston, and finally the operating rooms and executive offices at the Cleveland Clinic. This lecture provided a concrete example of how lessons learned in less than desirable positions can build the framework to become an outstanding physician, surgeon, and leader. In close to a month, all of tonight's graduates will soon be interns, and we will be taking the jobs no one wants to do. I hope all of us follow in your example to learn many of the lessons you have learned to someday be an excellent physician. Mrs. Lerner, it is hard to calculate the impact that you and your husband have had on past and current CCLCM students. Unrestrained from financial burden, my colleagues and I have been able to pursue careers in medicine and research that truly interest us and are not motivated by debt. While you and your husband's financial generosity would be enough for many, you did not stop there. You took the time to get to know us. You invited us to the orchestra, dinners, and hosted a lunch where you personally met with each student to get to know us better. It would be hard for many of those joining us tonight to find someone so invested in the college and its students. We are all truly beyond grateful. Again, I would like to thank both Dr. Mihalovic and Mrs. Lerner for their support and invested interest in our medical education and future careers.
Thank you, Jack. I would like to now introduce Shadi Marabi, who will present the class gift.
Hi everyone. To continue the theme of gratitude for CCLCM and for our local community, I'm Shadi and I'm here to introduce our class gift. This year our class decided to support the Louis Stokes Summer Internship Program, a 6-week internship that honors the legacy of Congressman Louis Stokes. Louis Stokes became the first Black congressman elected from the state of Ohio in 1969, and in 1971 he became a founding member of the Congressional Black Caucus. The Louis Stokes Internship Program provides high school students from Cleveland, East Cleveland, and Warrensville with experience in business-focused areas of healthcare, such as administration, community outreach, and marketing. This fund also supports both non-clinical and science internship programs. This fund is also very special to the class of 2021 because it provided 2 of our own with their first exposure to Cleveland Clinic, Brian Nalitz and Lauren Larkin, who will soon both become interns again in their residency programs at Cleveland Clinic. We hope that our class gift not only signifies our gratitude for our community, but also has an impact on the lives of future students.
Thank you, Shadi. I would like to now introduce Jonah Thomas, who will introduce the class video.
Dear CCLCM community, family, and friends, I have the distinct pleasure of presenting the CCLCM Class of 2021 video. This is an annual tradition that we've all been looking forward to since the first year of medical school, when we first witnessed a class of CCLCM graduates transition from medical students to resident physicians. I want to thank the faculty and administration who taught, mentored, and supported us for the past 5 years. This video is truly an opportunity to celebrate the newest class of CCLCM graduates. I would love to be sharing this moment in person with my 31 other classmates, but I'm excited to share it virtually with you all. The days were long, but the years were very short. The memories we made together will last a lifetime. Please enjoy the CCLCM Class of 2021 video.
What the school is really looking for in a student is somebody who is really a team player to help their classmates rise and not just get to the end on their own. They want to get there with everybody.
To think like a clinician scientist, bring in new insight where you really ask the questions that no one's thought to ask before.
From the very moment you learn about those diseases, you're also reading the cutting edge research. There's just no separation here, the way we innovate and push medical technology and the way that we treat our patients.
But I knew I wouldn't be happy if I didn't like the people. From day one, just all the interactions I had were amazing.
The biggest thing that Lerner really instills in us is the desire to leave the world a better place.
CCLCM not only focuses on the medical knowledge and the basic patient care skills that you need, but also on communication and interprofessionalism, and you're evaluated on all of those things.
The way that we get feedback, it really helps us become self-directed learners and to make our own goals.
There's no grades, there's minimal number of tests, and really you have to be self-motivated and willing to work when there's not someone forcing you to work.
I think it also creates this environment of collaboration where everyone is really excited to work together and eager to work together because there's no sense of competition at all.
Faculty are just so supportive and have a lot of passion and to really champion whatever we're interested in.
Here, you've got a massive hospital system with hundreds upon hundreds of doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners who are all willing to be a part of your education.
One of the things that really intrigued me about CCLCM was the fact that there was this emphasis on research. and I could still pursue that and still have that as a core aspect of my education.
So when I went to my interviews for residency, people were blown away with the quality and the amount of research that we are able to accomplish at our school.
I think that research year was really unmatched. I specifically was coordinating a randomized control trial looking at 2 different surgical techniques. It really helped me kind of create the motto and outlook that I have for how I want to practice clinically.
Having a class of 32 is really unique, and because of that you get to be really close with those that you go to school with. And the other thing is the school administration really gets to know you.
We're incredibly diverse. Everyone has really different backgrounds that really complements each other.
I was very interested in women's health and working with underserved women and women of color. But it was during 3rd year that I really fell in love with general surgery, and being able to be a Black woman in surgery, I can have that same level of impact that I want on women of color.
COVID has been, I mean, it's almost difficult to put in words the impact that it's had, not only on us in training, but just the things that we've seen in our communities within the country and across the world.
We didn't know what the future would look like, and that was both our training here and our future.
The hospital has done a great job in terms of allowing us back in the hospital in a safe manner. We still are able to see patients and able to interact with the physicians and the attendings and learn from them.
I think there's some silver linings of the pandemic. A lot of us were involved in an effort to contact patients with their test results, but that was a time where you were calling random patients you'd never seen before, giving them a result in this stressful time. I think that was a really unique experience that a lot of us would not have had otherwise.
Really, it was also very evident how dedicated the faculty and the whole healthcare system was really toward the patients.
A lot of my best memories are with my classmates outside of the classroom, just hanging out. We're a really cohesive group, and we've really grown together over these past 5 years.
I describe it as a family. We always have each other's backs.
People have gotten married. There's been a fair amount of people this year who've gotten engaged. There's been some class babies, which was super exciting. We've done whitewater rafting trips. There's Hippo Ball, which is our big med school formal, the Hippocrates Ball. People have done trips, so lots of different things.
I happened to meet my fiance and future wife at this medical school, which also makes this incredibly special to me.
At Lerner, I really feel that I've met people that will be my best friends for life.
The students that come here are really unique and special. They are much more than just smart. They're very service-minded.
They want people who are civic-minded, who want to engage in the community.
The Peru Health Outreach Project is a medical mission trip. It was a cultural exchange, sharing what we had and were capable of, and also how they practice medicine and teach us.
We have 10 minutes left, and we have...
Match day, I'm so excited. I'm also incredibly nervous.
It's been quite an adjustment going through it all virtually.
It just feels exciting, nerve-wracking, and everything mixed together.
I'm just excited to step into the next level of this journey.
So we get an email. It's supposed to come out at noon, but I've heard that sometimes it comes out a few minutes early, so I think that you'll probably see us all start freaking out at about 11:50.
I hope that everyone gets what they want. I hope everyone's happy, and I hope that everyone enjoys their day.
Oh my God.
Northwestern.
We're going to UCSD.
Northwestern.
To the Lerner family and Ms. Lerner, I'd like to first of all say thank you so much. This has been an incredible opportunity.
The love that she has for the school and for each of us, and hoping that she knows that we love her just as much and are forever grateful.
As soon as you walk in, you see that big iceberg hanging from the ceiling, and on the side there it said patients first. And I read that and it really resonated with me, and I immediately knew that this was where I had to come.
This has been an incredible journey, and it's just been such a privilege to be able to train here and to be so well prepared for the next steps in my medical education.
To create this unique medical school and draw all these talented medical students from all around the country and all around the world to be my classmates is just really phenomenal.
There's always an adjustment with residency where suddenly you're the one who's signing the orders as opposed to just pending them in the computer, but I'm ready for that next step and excited for that next step.
I'm hoping that in my career I can use kindness and empathy and be able to advance in positions of leadership so that I can really help make meaningful change.
It feels great to become a doctor. It feels probably even better to have gotten to be a part of the family here.
Thank you, Jonah. The class video is always one of the highlights of this event, and even more meaningful since we can't be together. I would like to introduce Christine Doherty, who will be introducing our faculty speaker.
It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce the faculty graduation speaker for the class of 2020, Dr. Amy Nowacki. Dr. Nowacki earned her master's in applied mathematics from Clemson University. She then went on to earn her PhD in biostatistics from the Medical University of South Carolina. After that, she joined the Department of Quantitative Health Sciences with Cleveland Clinic, and for the past 13 years, she served as an associate professor of medicine, epidemiology, and biostatistics. And then for the past 7 years, she served as the clinical research block director. She's also earned numerous teaching awards. She was awarded the Outstanding Teacher Award from the American Statistical Association, the Outstanding Educator Award from the Lerner Research Institute, and the Research and Scholarship Award from Case Western School of Medicine. But I think the true mark of an educator is not just all the accolades on their CV, but what their students have to say about them. And when I polled the students of CCLCM, they had countless wonderful things to say about Dr. Amy Nowacki. They described her as a CCLCM treasure, an absolutely phenomenal teacher, and someone, no matter how busy she is, who is always willing to answer student questions with a smile and provide, quote, sage-like statistical advice. A lot of students, a lot of my classmates, myself included, were very apprehensive going into our, biostatistics course that we had to take during our clinical research summer because, most of us chose to major in biology rather than math for a reason. But thanks to Dr. Nowacki, she really made it so that we all could truly understand and appreciate biostatistics. One student remarked that not only is she truly exceptional at her craft and an incredible educator, but everyone loves her biostatistics class. Not because everyone loves biostatistics, but because she makes it so comprehensible and understandable. Another student said that when they're doing step 1 stats questions, they hear her voice in their head telling them what the correct answer is. And that before, even though they had zero statistical knowledge, now they feel like they understand it well enough to truly understand what's being written in the analysis section of research papers, which is fantastic. On a personal note, despite all my initial apprehension about biostatistics, for my thesis project during my research year, I actually ended up picking a project that was centered on statistical modeling, much to my surprise. And that is an endeavor that I never would have undertaken, and I never would have learned as much as I have if not for the continuous support and encouragement of Dr. Nowacki, both as my mentor and thesis committee member. But beyond just being a wonderful educator, incredible researcher, Dr. Nowacki is also an amazing person. Students described her as kind, patient, understanding, energetic, passionate, resilient. And then my personal favorite, somebody wrote that Dr. Nowacki embodies the word strength to them, which is lovely. And then one student also wrote, they can't say enough good things about her. So I think I'll just end by saying I wholeheartedly agree with that. And we're just so thankful for everything you've done for the school, both as a researcher and educator, and we're blessed to have you.
I'd like to start by saying how incredibly honored I am to be chosen to speak today. You should be so proud of all that you have accomplished, graduates, and this day is one of great celebration. I'm sure you chose CCLCM for the opportunity to live in tropical Cleveland, Ohio. But maybe our unique research-focused curriculum also played a part in that decision. As one of the core research faculty, I've had the privilege of discussing basic, translational, and clinical research with each of you. Over the past 5 years, on many occasions, we would discuss a figure like this. I would probably point out that we are modeling a time to event outcome, discuss censored data and the risk set, note that drops in the curve occur at event times, and mention that one can statistically test whether these survival curves significantly differ with a log rank test. As a biostatistician, I've taught survival analysis for many years. I've created hundreds of such plots for publications. I've discussed dozens in journal clubs. But today, I'm not going to share with you another statistical interpretation. Today, I'm going to share with you a personal interpretation. It was September of 2017, and I sat anxiously holding my husband's hand in an exam room in the Taussig Cancer Center. It was my follow-up visit after just having undergone a mastectomy for breast cancer. I was joined by 3 doctors. First, my surgeon spoke. It was stage 2 with no lymph node involvement. I distinctly remember that he didn't even crack a smile, which confused me because I thought this was good news. Next, my radiation oncologist spoke. I am making no recommendation for radiation. He was my favorite doctor that day. Finally, my oncologist spoke. I am making a recommendation for chemotherapy. Silence. She was not my favorite doctor that day. Knowing that I was a Cleveland Clinic biostatistician, she was prepared to present the evidence upon which her decision was based. She showed me the results of my Oncotype DX recurrence score. Looking at the graph, I could see that in low-risk patients, chemotherapy offered minimal benefit over tamoxifen alone. The benefit increased for intermediate risk patients, and the greatest benefit was observed in high-risk patients. My score? 34. High risk, gut punch. So chemotherapy, in addition to tamoxifen, decreased 10-year risk of recurrence by approximately 10% absolute in this study. Chemotherapy it was. Now, we need to discuss the type of chemotherapy regimen. She then handed me an article on the ABC trial, comparing a TC regimen to one with a taxane added. She showed me this graph. I believe she started to describe the details of the study, but if I'm completely honest with you, I didn't hear a word she said for at least 5 minutes. All I could think about was how I was going to lose my hair, and I didn't want my young children to be scared to look at me. When I came to, I remember looking at that graph and interpreting it in a whole new way. I saw that overall, there was a statistically significant benefit to tax-AC. The p-value was 0.04, but I had other questions. I wanted to know how many women in this study were 37 years old. How many were stage 2, node negative, and estrogen receptor positive? And why were we talking about 4-year survival? I was 37. So we dug deeper into the article and found the subgroup results. Within women who more closely resembled me, the data actually favors TC, albeit non-significantly. After considering the increased cardiac risks with Tax-AC, we ultimately decided on TC, and I started treatment a week later. I usually wasn't smiling during my treatments, but here I was nearing the end of my 4th one, which was a huge hurdle. I share this story as it exemplifies an important lesson. William Osler once said, "Medicine is a science of uncertainty and an art of probability." While you, the physician investigator, has the privilege of sharing in the lives of many patients, you can think in terms of the average treatment response. The patient, however, only has their experience, and a probabilistic-based decision is very difficult to comprehend. So while shared decision-making is an admirable goal, your evidence-based recommendations are invaluable. So keep asking questions and challenging yourself to find a better, quicker, cheaper, less invasive way of caring for your patients. You are the physician investigators who will be driving the field of medicine forward. I can't think of more capable hands. And finally, remember that it may just look like an impersonal database of raw numbers, but treat your research data with great respect, because each observation is a summary of a person's health journey. In the past, I would have looked at this graph and noted the 4,000 plus subjects. Today, I encourage you to look closer. Those are 4,156 patients sharing with you their stories. In fact, here's me fighting to stay in that risk set. Having attended almost every CCLCM graduation ceremony to date, I recognize that this is the point of the faculty speech where invaluable wisdom is shared with respect to entering the revered profession of medicine. Being that my role is somewhat different, I felt unqualified for this ceremonious advisory moment. But being an experienced researcher, I knew just what to do. Identify content experts and collaborate. So enjoy this completely biased sample of CCLCM alumni who graciously accepted my email request for a favor. See if you can spot the bias. It's pretty subtle. Congratulations, CCLCM Class of 2021. Go care for patients. Go conduct biomedical research. And go change the world.
Congratulations, CCLCM Class of 2021. My name is Louis Ross, CCLCM Class of 2012. I'm currently a neurosurgeon in Billings, Montana. My advice to you, self-reflect, a phrase all too familiar to any graduate from CCLCM. It is through acknowledgement of our failure, not just to others, but to ourselves, that we open the path to self-improvement. Remember that it is not your pride that is important, but the lives of those entrusted to you. What I miss most about CCLCM is the mentorship. My path to now is possible due to the support and compassion of many individuals, but there are those that will always stand out to me. Many of these were mentors at CCLCM. So congratulations and good luck. It is well worth it.
Congratulations, CCLCM Class of 2021. I'm Brittany Goldstein from the Class of 2020. I'm currently PGY1 at Northwestern. My advice for the graduating class is to befriend residents from other programs in your hospital in addition to your own co-residents. One of the things I miss most about CCLCM is being able to curbside Dr. Nowacki for all of my statistics and research methods questions.
Congratulations, CCLCM Class of 2021. My name is Mark 1040, CCLCM Class of 2011. I'm currently a medical epidemiologist at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. My advice for the graduating class is to follow your gut, do what you're passionate about, and to learn to block out the background noise. What I missed most about CCLCM is the amazing people I was surrounded by, and of course, Dr. Nowacki doing much of the stats work for my thesis project.
Congratulations, CCLCM Class of 2021. My name is Alex Eulens, CCLCM Class of 2019, and I'm currently an emergency medicine resident at Indiana University. My advice for the graduation class is to trust your training. The curriculum here has prepared you to be the best thinker, teammate, and healer that you could possibly be. And I'll admit, the start of residency can certainly be an intimidating time, but the foundation that this school has provided you with will certainly see you through. What I miss most about CCLCM is the people, getting to learn alongside some of my closest friends for 5 years in a row. And of course, learning from the great Dr. Nowacki.
Hi to everyone. Congratulations, CCLCM Class of 2021. My name is Rachel Roth, and I am the Class of 2011. I'm currently a family physician who works outside of Tel Aviv, Israel. My advice to you is to allow being a physician to be part of your identity, but not your entire identity. You'll grow and change, and that's part of our experience and our journey. What I miss most about CCLCM are the incredible colleagues that I had there, smart, motivated, driven, and kind people who I worked with, and of course, biostatistics.
Congratulations, Class of 2021. My name is Daniel Lubelski. I'm CCLCM Class of 2015, currently completing my PGY6 here at Johns Hopkins Neurosurgery. My advice for the graduating class is the 3 A's. Be available, be affable, and be able. Foster those relationships that you've developed along the way, and it'll carry you into the future. What I miss most about Cleveland is the lake effect. I mean, the people and the great faculty and classmates that I had at Cleveland, and of course the biostatistics. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the class of 2021 and all you guys' achievements. I'd like to give a personal shout out to Paulo Barrios, to Francis May and Daniel Musa. You guys did it. I remember when you guys were first years just starting out, and now you're going to be big shot residents now. Congrats. Hope that residency is everything that you guys all wanted it to be for you. My only advice would be to always try to stay true to why you came to CCLCM in the first place to do this. I think it's easy to lose sight of that. This next part of the journey is going to be longer, harder, for a lot longer period of time than what you've done. And never forget why you came to CCLCM. I would say for what I miss about being in the program again, I miss going to the Intercontinental Hotel to the happy hour. There are no happy hours in residency. And I also miss Dr. Nowacki and the biostatistics. I wish that you were there for me now when I'm trying to figure out these stats on my project. Best of luck to all of you. I know you guys will all do great.
Congratulations, CCLCM Class of 2021. You made it. I'm Will Tierney, Class of 2016, currently a Chief Resident at the Cleveland Clinic in otolaryngology head and neck surgery. My advice to you is to never miss a moment to reflect on what you're doing and who you are, because it's universally impressive, and those moments are going to get fewer and further between. My favorite thing about CCLCM, and the thing I miss most, was having the world-class faculty like Dr. Nowacki, who were devoted to our education every second of the way. Well, and obviously the biostatistics curriculum.
Congratulations, Class of 2021. This is Jessica Jones, Class of 2017. I'm currently a pediatric hospitalist, and my advice for the graduates actually isn't mine at all. The wise Dr. Group once told me that your life is held up by pillars, and while work is a very important pillar, it's certainly not the only one. And so as you move into residency, just keep in mind that it's really, really important to keep those other pillars in your life, the ones that hold you up and keep you happy, alive and well. What I miss most about CCLCM is, of course, my classmates and my amazing mentors, and obviously, biostatistics. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Dr. Nowacki. I would like to introduce our student speaker, Perry DiNardo. Perry was chosen by her classmates to speak to represent them at graduation.
Good evening to the faculty, staff, students, family members, and to the graduating class of 2021 at the Cleveland Clinic Lerner College of Medicine. It's an absolute honor for me to speak to you today. First, I would like to address my classmates. We did it, you guys! I want to thank you, first of all, because we did this together. I'm so proud of every one of us individually and as a whole. Since the first day of orientation, you all have showed me 32 different ways to communicate, to innovate, to empathize, and to care for others. And yes, I say 32 because, of course, our class isn't complete without Adam Lauko, even though he decided to take the long way and get his PhD. I am so excited to see what you all will accomplish in the years and the decades to come. I can't wait to read about a groundbreaking new research discovery or the invention of a new medical device and realize that I'm reading about Alice's research or Mac's company or any of you other future absolute stars out there watching today. My father, the great Patrick DiNardo, likes to remind me and my siblings that in life, you can't just have brilliance, you gotta have resilience. And I certainly don't have to remind anyone watching today that our time at CCLCM was one of great change, from a brand new building to a new virtual educational format. With each change, the class of 2021 demonstrated our resilience in addition to brilliance. We welcomed many new faces among our wonderful faculty and administration, and we perfected the lighting on our at-home Zoom interview setups. At many times, the changes at CCLCM mirrored the upheaval in the world around us and our broader Cleveland community. Tumultuous and tragic events of the last 5 years impacted each of us in different ways at different times. Throughout all of these transitions, changes, losses, adaptations, we supported each other. We looked out for each other. Sometimes this support came in small ways, like cheering each other on when we performed on stage in Doc Opera. Sometimes we supported each other through a stressful period of med school, like when Aaron and I struggled through PSS Biochem together. And sometimes it was actually physical support, like Chan Mi bringing me frozen yogurt when I was hospitalized, Christine encouraging me through my first 10K race, or when I got altitude sickness in Peru and Frank literally carried me to seek medical attention. But the most important support was always emotional. We've celebrated many an engagement, wedding, and new baby together. We've also hugged each other through times when grief and loss felt overwhelming, both personally and on a national scale. And just recently, we were all absolutely heartbroken by the loss of our dear Darlene Gray, who we loved so much and who meant so much to all of us. Throughout all of this, we listened to each other, and we learned how to learn from each other's unique perspectives. Class of 2021, I sincerely hope that you will keep listening to and learning from people whose backgrounds are different from your own, and keep finding common ground while honoring our differences. Keep looking for ways to connect and help everyone around you, and keep learning because there is so much more to learn, to discover, to explore. I hope that you really take in and remember this feeling of being on top of the world today. I hope maybe you'll take a few minutes to write down how you're feeling today, this week, this month, because it's true that some difficult, though very exciting times lie ahead for all of us. Today, we celebrate our accomplishments and we reflect on how far we have come. And it's true, there is so much to celebrate and to be proud of. We celebrate today and tomorrow, and probably the day after that too. But before we know it, it'll be time to get back to work. And the work that we do will matter just as much as the way in which we do it, with kindness, with empathy, with humility. I know that each of you will make the world a better place using the skills we developed here at CCLCM. Next, I would also love to thank the faculty and administration and incredible mentors at CCLCM who have shown us what it means to be the most caring physicians, intrepid scientists, and thoughtful teachers. Thank you for taking time out of your busy lives to facilitate our PBL discussions, teach interactive seminars, proofread our application essays, and give us so many different opportunities to shine. Thank you for challenging us and for celebrating each of our unique strengths. We see and we appreciate your passion, your attention to detail, and your deep compassion for your patients. The gift of your teaching is one that we will always treasure. And of course, thank you to the Lerner family for the absolutely spectacular gift they have given each of us through their generous investment in our education. Finally, but maybe most importantly, thank you to all of the family members and friends who are watching this graduation today. Just like they cheered us on through all of the graduations and accomplishments that came before this. We are here today because of the sacrifices you made for us, the dreams you nurtured in us and promised us that we could achieve. When I was writing this speech, my parents reminded me that my paternal grandparents never had the opportunity to go to school beyond an 8th grade education. My grandparents, who are the children of immigrant families recently arrived in the United States, worked incredibly hard to make sure that their own children and grandchildren would have greater and greater educational opportunities and choices available to them. So my journey to medicine didn't start with me. It started long before I was born. And I know each of us in the class of 2021 had our own unique journey to this day and our own stories about the family members, teachers, and mentors who inspired us to rethink what was possible. We did this for ourselves. We did this for our future patients and our communities, but we also did this to make our families proud. Personally, I would like to take this opportunity to thank my best friends, my family, and my fiance. I love you all so much, and I hope there's some way I can thank you for all that you have done to support me along the way. To close, I'd like to share my favorite quote from Maya Angelou. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So, you may not remember what I said today, or you may not remember what you said for that matter, but remember how you feel, because you deserve it. Thank you again to all of you watching for being a part of our virtual graduation, and congratulations to all of the new doctors in CCLCM's graduating class of 2021.
Thank you, Perry. I would like to introduce Frank May to present the CCLCM Graduating Students Award for Outstanding Faculty Contribution.
Good evening. My name is Frank May, and it is my pleasure and my honor to present today's Cleveland Clinic Lerner College of Medicine Graduating Students Outstanding Faculty Contribution Award to my mentor and friend, Dr. Monica Yepes-Rios. Dr. Yepes-Rios is an associate professor and the director of diversity and inclusion at Cleveland Clinic, although to me it seems that she must surely have other titles, as she has had an impact on so many aspects of education for myself and my classmates. Dr. Yepes-Rios has worked tremendously hard to build a community here in Cleveland, and truly treats the Lerner College as part of her family. Her dedication to building an inclusive, nurturing environment for students has led her to help reshape our curriculum to become more equitable in her role as Director of Diversity and Inclusion. She is seen by students as someone they can trust and someone who can be approached with the most complex or challenging of issues. Working with her in clinic, it is evident that her patients are treated like family as well, and I've learned much about how to treat patients with dignity and respect from Dr. Yepes-Rios. Her passion for helping students make the most of their opportunities has led many students, myself included, to build strong mentorship relationships. Dr. Yepes not only puts all her considerable abilities towards helping students grow professionally, but also is always generous with her rare free time, making the extra effort to help students feel like they belong, welcoming students into her home. Sometimes she even accidentally adds students to the group text of her actual family, which, it turns out, is a great place to see some very cute dog pics you see on the slide. So thank you for your outstanding contributions to our community, Dr. Yepes, and congratulations from me and my classmates on your well-deserved award.
Thank you, Frank, and congratulations to Dr. Yepes-Rios on this award. I would like to introduce Lauren Larkin to present the CCLCM Graduating Students Award for Outstanding Administrative Support.
Hi, I'm Lauren Larkin, and I'm both humbled and honored to present this year's Cleveland Clinic Lerner College of Medicine Graduating Students Outstanding Non-Faculty Contribution Award. This year's recipient, Ms. Karen Wright, is so well deserving of this recognition. She has been program manager for CCLCM since 2009, where she has been responsible for managing all aspects of the CCLCM's admission process. She is instrumental in assisting with and coordinating student interviews, recruiting faculty screeners for applicants, second look, and orientation for incoming students. But to the class of 2021, she goes above and beyond her duties and responsibilities, including continuing to email Adam, our MD change to MD PhD classmate, to interview so that he still feels included in our class. But on a more serious note, Ms. Wright was the very first friendly face that many of us met at CCLCM on the interview trail, and she has left a lasting impression. Her warm smile and high-spirited personality makes her a pleasure to work with and the perfect person to meet with prospective students. Her enthusiasm for what she does, as well as her inviting and positive energy, makes many look forward to joining the CCLCM community. Many recall how her warmth has continued to radiate from that very first day, and how she is so keen to student needs, making us feel safe and comfortable in our own skin. Throughout the years, she has been a source of comfort, uplifting support, and encouragement for us all, never failing to share her wisdom and valuable perspective. It is without a doubt that Mrs. Wright makes such a huge contribution to the close-knit family feeling here at CCLCM. She was always there to listen when I stopped by the office with many hugs pre-pandemic. She encouraged me to reach to my highest potential and keep the faith as we bonded over our love for dancing, from praise dancing to line dancing to Zumba. Ms. Wright told me to never let go of what was important to me outside of medicine. I would hear her voice as I exceeded my own expectations and continued my involvement in the community during medical school. Ms. Karen Wright is an advocate for many other underrepresented minority students here at CCLCM, understanding our vulnerabilities and barriers to success. For example, she was a vital support system when we wanted to create a lunch series and mentorship program between minority upper and underclassmen. Even through her personal adversities in the past year due to the COVID-19 pandemic, she continues to demonstrate compassion and kindness as she managed to persevere and remain strong through it all. With that being said, Ms. Karen Wright has been both an amazing advisor and coach on our medical school journey, as she played an integral part in our personal and professional development as soon-to-be physicians. We are so grateful to have Ms. Karen, and CCLCM would not be the same without her. The class of 2021 would like to thank you, Mrs. Wright, for being a warm light for us all. It is with my infinite gratitude and love that we honor Ms. Karen Wright and present her with the 2021 CCLCM Graduating Students Outstanding Non-Faculty Contribution Award. Congratulations, Mrs. Wright. We love you and appreciate you.
Thank you, Lauren, and congratulations to Karen on this award. I would like to introduce Cedra Speaker to present the Award for Excellence in Research.
It is now my immense privilege to present the Excellence in Research Award to someone who is not only a brilliant researcher in her own right, but has also been a wonderful mentor to me and to many other CCLCM students. She is endlessly patient, a fantastic teacher, and manages to find a perfect tailored balance between providing as much support as possible but also allowing us the autonomy to learn and to grow as we become researchers and physician investigators. And I think that she's done a huge amount to help us to learn to form identities as physician researchers, and also through her everyday extraordinary kindness has taught a lot of students how to embrace the role of a good, kind, collaborative research team member. And I hope that you will go on to do this for many other students. This award is for Dr. Elizabeth Foe at the Center for Value-Based Care Research Lab. Thank you so much on behalf of all of the students at CCLCM. We so appreciate you.
Thank you, Sidra, and congratulations to Dr. Foe on her award. It is now my honor to present the Elaine F. Danifer Award. We remember our friend and colleague, Elaine F. Danifer, who was one of the founding faculty of CCLCM and championed our innovative portfolio system with a focus on reflective practice. This award is presented to a faculty member who exemplifies the ideals of mentoring and reflective practice at CCLCM that Elaine embodied. I am delighted to present this year's award to Dr. Giselle Velez. Her nomination for this award included the following. She is a constant proponent of fair and comprehensive evaluation. She encourages and sees the value of reflective practice and is a stabilizing force in all of her roles within CCLCM. Congratulations, Giselle. I would now like to introduce Dr. Christine Warren to recognize our graduates.
It is an honor to be with you today to recognize your achievements and welcome you as our newest class of physician investigators. As you move forward in your careers, you'll be forever bonded by your unique experiences as a Lerner College student. Your dedication to supporting each other, your patients, and fellow caregivers during this challenging time will never be forgotten. I am so proud to call you fellow CCLCM alumni, and you will always be part of our family. Although the next phase of your training will offer a steep learning curve and may be overwhelming at times, you have already demonstrated that you can quickly adapt, develop, and thrive in a changing environment. We are thrilled that 10 of you have chosen to remain in Cleveland for your residency and hope the rest of you will return in the near future. I am looking forward to hearing about all your success and learning from your discoveries. I would now like to acknowledge each graduate. Scott Andrew Weirden, Pediatrics, Mayo Clinic. Paula Barrios Martinez, General Surgery, Northwestern McGaw. Andrea Boyd Tressler, General Surgery, Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center. Bethany Bruno, Obstetrics Gynecology, Medical University of South Carolina. Taylor Bullock, Dermatology, Cleveland Clinic. Jessica Cooperrider, Neurology, Cleveland Clinic. Lynn DeBoule, Preliminary Medicine and Neurology, Brigham and Women's Hospital. Perry DiNardo, Pediatrics, Massachusetts General Hospital. Kristen Doherty, Internal Medicine, Yale New Haven Hospital. Aaron Dunn, Internal Medicine, Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Joshua Golubowski, Neurological Surgery, Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania. Brian Hare, Otolaryngology, Case Western, University Hospitals of Cleveland Medical Center. Jae-hee Han, Internal Medicine, University of Michigan Hospitals, Ann Arbor. Michael Jiang, Pediatrics, Cleveland Clinic. Mac Carnuta, Orthopedic Surgery, Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania. Lauren Larkin, Pediatrics, Cleveland Clinic. Chanmi Lee, Internal Medicine, Case Western, University Hospitals of Cleveland Medical Center. Frances May, Internal Medicine, Research Track, New York Presbyterian Hospital, Well Cornell Medical Center. Jack McVeigh, General Surgery, Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania. Shadi Marabi, Otolaryngology, University of Michigan Hospitals, Ann Arbor. Daniel Musa, Obstetrics Gynecology, Detroit Medical Center, Wayne State University. Brian Nalitz, Urology, Cleveland Clinic. Selena Passadine, Dermatology, Cleveland Clinic. Nathan Radakovich, Internal Medicine, University of California, San Francisco. Emily Rose, Internal Medicine, Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Jenny Shao, Surgery, Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai Hospital. Cedra Speaker, Emergency Medicine, University of California, San Diego Medical Center. Lillian Sun, Preliminary Medicine, Case Western, Metro Health Medical Center. Dermatology, Case Western, University Hospitals, Cleveland Medical Center. Jonah Thomas, General Surgery, Massachusetts General Hospital. Alex Zhang, Internal Medicine, Brigham and Women's Hospital. Leanne Young, Preliminary Medicine and Ophthalmology, Case Western, University Hospitals of Cleveland Medical Center. Congratulations to all of our graduating students. I would now like to turn things back over to Dr. Isaacson.
We also want to acknowledge that 13 of our students are receiving master's degrees from CASE. Congratulations. Class of 2021, you now join the Alumni Association of the Cleveland Clinic and will receive your alumni pin in the mail. You also will receive a Cleveland Clinic folio and a representation of the Lucas Bronze, which highlights the Cleveland Clinic's dedication to patient care, education, and research. To the class of 2021, we are so proud of all of you. You will soon be on the front lines of care during these extraordinary times, and we know you will accomplish great things. And to everyone here tonight, thank you all for joining our virtual graduation celebration for the Cleveland Clinic Lerner College of Medicine, class of 2021. As we close out our program, please enjoy a slideshow of our graduates. As the exit song reminds us, we will not forget about the wonderful class of 2021. Be well and stay safe.